Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. This is kind of strange for me right now. Today has been one of those bad days, and I mean bad days. The lighting's not working right because the monitors over here are all off. I literally fried my motherboard today on my main computer. That's why you didn't have an intro music. I guess some of you were probably excited and happy that you didn't get that. But hey, the show must go on. At least the good news is I did get the 3-year extended warranty from Dell. And found out they actually do home. They will come to your home or your office and do the repairs. They actually had me do a couple of things to get a code on it, and they've already ordered the motherboard. They're going to come out and take care of it about middle of the week. So, you can't keep a good man down for too long. It's been one of those days that it seems like everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And maybe this is good because we're getting rid of all the bad things. But since Philly 500 came on last night during my live stream and ended up winning one of the Joe Bardys and then challenging me to a bet week 3, Eagles Cowboys, Joe Booth's head for anything that I want to bet against him. And I need y'all's help to figure out what that is that I want to bet against Philly 500. It seems like I've had so many things that went wrong. I decided to do some changes out here in my studio, trying to clean it up. I was mounting my lights up top, so that way they're up on the ceiling. I don't have to have a stand. It opens things up. It's a better deal for me for what I do. The only thing is, I ended up running a screw through the wire that ended up running to the ceiling fan and shorted it out. I was up there fixing it, cut my finger. I was in the kitchen cooking, and the dog got underneath my wife's feet, and she jumped because she didn't want to step and hurt the dog, and she jumped towards me and fell on me, and my knee kind of jolted, and one of the spots that I have got the stitches out of now is weeping fluid. So it's like, and now I got a bag of ice on my leg here because it was going good. I'm literally at the point of thinking that maybe when I get finished this video that I'm going to go carry my ass to bed because this has just been a bad day. But if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Now, we're in the NFL silly season. Let's be clear on this. There's everybody trying to get stories out. And there's some stories that just won't seem to die. And here I am, I'm communicating back and forth with Philly 500, and I'm checking the wires, and I'm trying to hook up everything temporarily to the set so that way the show can go on. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do my live stream without my main computer, but I was in the process of working using a smaller computer here with the big screen here so I can at least get that part going. And I still have my gaming laptop. So it'll take some temporary, jerry-rigging to get it to work. But, if we have to, we'll do it with just my regular old cell phone. You guys will be okay without the bells and whistles for one show, hopefully. Although, I got to make sure I can do the Philly 500. I don't want Justin Jefferson, he's ass. But back to the rumor that literally just won't die. And it won't die because people keep rehashing a story that isn't there. So I'm sitting here, and forgive me because I don't have my regular stuff set up here. In fact, I need to get a regular mouse. There's an article here on Cowboys Wire, and this is the kind of thing that gets people always thinking that there's something going on. With less than 3 weeks before the start of training camp, the Dallas Cowboys are largely done adding players to the roster. We can all agree with that. Some analysts, however, believe there is one high-profile free agent remaining who makes sense for the Cowboys to consider bringing in to potentially bolster their secondary. As the calendar turns to July, Richard Sherman is still linked to the Cowboys. Ain't nobody linking him to the Cowboys except a bunch of jackasses, okay? Sherman is best known for his days as a key piece to Seattle's Legion of Boom defense that was routinely contending for Super Bowls, but his tenure with the San Francisco 49ers over the last few years continued to show that he's still one of the more solid corners when healthy. He was second team All-Pro in 2019 as the Niners reached the Super Bowl, but Sherman was limited to just 5 games in 2020 due to a calf strain. He was released in February and has patiently been waiting for the right opportunity to rise ever since. I dare say he's been waiting for any opportunity. It's easy to understand why the Cowboys and Sherman are a natural fit. The reason why it's easy to understand is because mother humpers want to have something to talk about. It's the reason why we're on freaking Hard Knocks. It's the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are the biggest hype train for the NFL. You link him to that, guess what? People are going to read your articles. I'm getting sick and tired of just the same clickbait, and you're going to say, well, Mark, you clickbaiting too. Well, I'm trying to at least set the record straight. The Cowboys are not interested in signing any older free agents, especially ones with big price tags. They have $8 million of cap room right now. $8 million. Next year, they're going to have to make some adjustments because they're going to be about $20 million over. Why bring in an old guy when you brought in all of this youth that is ready to learn? You would just be stunning the growth of the guys that you need on the field. Now, earlier today, somebody had asked a question about my honest opinion about the secondary. How will the secondary do? How will the Dallas Cowboys secondary do this season? Well, that's kind of a complex question. The better question is, how will the defensive line do? Because much like the neck bone's connected to the backbone and the backbone's connected to the tailbone, the defensive line is literally connected to everything. When you don't have an offensive line, you can't run the football. Your quarterback gets killed and probably gets lost for the season. The line is key to getting everything that you want to do going on the offense. It's no different on the defense. If the defense can stop the run and make teams one-dimensional and you know that's a pass down, then you know you can be in nickel. You know you're going to be nickel, which means you've got an extra defensive back. If your defensive line can get after the quarterback's ass and put pressure on him, then my cornerbacks don't have to hold up for 3, 4, 5, 8 seconds. And that's a big deal if you're thinking about only having to hold up for 2. Because even an average quarterback, if you give him 5 or 6 seconds, is going to find somebody open. And unless you have a whole defensive backfields of Deion Sanders, which I've never seen a whole full one. I've seen one Deion Sanders on a team at a time. It doesn't matter if your defensive line can't stop anybody. I look back to the Giants' last 2 Super Bowl winning teams that had outstanding line play on the defensive line. Very few of the cornerbacks they have were great. Hell, I can't even remember their names. None of them will be Hall of Famers. Pretty much just average. But because the defensive line was so good, because the front 7 was so great, cornerbacks didn't have to be. So that's the way I look at it from the standpoint of it all comes from the line back. If the line plays well, guess what? Jalen Smith, Van Der Esch, Micah Parsons, Cox, they will feast. Keanu O'Neal, they'll feast because they're not having to take on a guard. They won't. They will be unmolested and can roam and scrape to the point of attack. If the defensive line is like it was last year, we're going to have the same kind of effect that we had last year with the linebackers. So it's kind of a complex question. Do I think we have better players? Yes, I do. I think we do. I think Diggs having a second season will come out much better. I think Anthony Brown is actually better now with the coaching that he has. And I think they will also be better suited because they will be a very aggressive defense. They will be going to the point of attack. They will be challenging receivers. They will be making players pay. when they come through. Remember? Fast and physical. So Richard Sherman is not going to be signed by the Dallas Cowboys. That much I can pretty much guarantee to you guys. Now, the reason why I look so blue and so shaded is because this screen is so bright. If I actually turn this off, I bet you the light changes. Look at this. Watch. Boom. Ah, there we go. Now you can actually see. Brother, can you see me? Brother, can you hear me? Yeah, that works much, much better. Sorry, I've got no sound effects and no music. Just the fireworks going off in the background. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, I hope you had a better day than I did. Hope you didn't break anything. I'll see you soon.